Most people do not question cheap rent in a big city, especially when they work nights. That's exactly why Daniel took the apartment. He had just started a job as a hospital security guard, working from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. The pay wasn't great, so when he found a fully furnished apartment at almost half the usual price, he didn't think twice. The only odd detail in the listing was a single line buried at the bottom. Preferred tenants who work night shifts. The landlord, an older woman named Mrs. Alvarez, didn't explain it. She just smiled when Daniel mentioned his schedule and said, "Then you'll fit in perfectly here." The building itself was quiet. Too quiet. On his first day moving in, Daniel noticed something strange. Even in the middle of the afternoon, every unit seemed occupied, but completely silent. Curtains drawn, no TVs, no footsteps. It felt like the entire building was asleep. That first night, Daniel left for work around 10:30 p.m. As he stepped into the hallway, he saw a few of his neighbors for the first time. They were all just standing there, not talking, not on their phones, just lingering near their doors like they were waiting for something. One of them, a pale woman with dark circles under her eyes, looked at Daniel and quietly said, "You're new." He nodded. She hesitated, then added, "Don't open your door at night." "Not for anyone." Daniel gave a confused laugh, assuming she was joking, but no one else smiled. By the time he came home the next morning, the hallway was empty again. He slept through most of the day, waking up around sunset. Everything seemed normal until his third night. It started at exactly 3:13 a.m. Daniel had just gotten back from work, early due to a shift change. He was lying in bed half asleep when he heard a soft knock at his door. 3 slow, deliberate taps. He froze. Another knock followed, same rhythm. Then a voice, muffled, calm, almost polite. "Hello, I'm looking for the person who lived here yesterday." Daniel sat up, his chest tightening. He didn't respond. The voice came again, slightly closer this time. "I know you're inside." The doorknob gently rattled. Daniel remembered what the neighbor had said. "Don't open your door." He stayed completely still. After a long silence, he heard soft footsteps walking away down the hallway. The next morning, Daniel checked with the other tenants. No one seemed surprised. They all gave him the same answer. "It comes every night," the pale woman said. At 3:13, Daniel asked what it was. No one answered that. Days passed. The knocking continued every night, at the exact same time. Always the same voice. Always the same question. "I'm looking for the person who lived here yesterday." Daniel started noticing other things too, like how none of the tenants ever talked about moving out, or how no new people ever moved in. It was always the same faces, the same exhausted, hollow expressions. A week later, Daniel decided he'd had enough. He packed his things and told Mrs. Alvarez he was leaving. For the first time, she looked genuinely upset. "You shouldn't leave," she said quietly. "Not yet." Daniel didn't listen. He stayed at a coworker's place that night instead. And for the first time in days, there was no knocking, no voice, nothing. Relieved, he returned to the apartment the next afternoon to grab the rest of his belongings. But when he stepped into the hallway, something felt wrong. The building was quieter than ever. He walked past the neighboring doors, noticing they were all slightly open. Inside, the apartments were empty. Completely empty. No furniture, no personal items, nothing. Just bare rooms, like no one had ever lived there. Confused, Daniel went back to his unit. The door was already open, and inside, the apartment was empty too. Everything he owned was gone, even the furniture he had used all week. Panicking, he rushed downstairs to find Mrs. Alvarez, but the front office was locked and dark. That's when he noticed something taped to the inside of the building's front door. A printed notice. "Now leasing, ideal for night shift workers." Below it was a list of tenant names. Daniel's name was at the bottom. Under it, in smaller text, it read, "Previous tenant vacated yesterday." That night, at exactly 3:13 a.m., someone knocked on a different apartment door, and a calm voice echoed through the hallway. "Hello, I'm looking for the person who lived here yesterday."